So my name is McCray. I run our global payment product management team. So I'm responsible for our payments products globally across our 37-country footprint. So I'm responsible for our strategy, for managing the P&L, for our investment agenda, and for execution. Real-time payments is sort of going through its adoption right now. I would say it's in phase 2 of adoption. The phase 1 was a lot of the early adopters sort of experimenting with the technology and the solutions. Phase 2 right now, it's really focused on business to consumer customers, where they're looking at use cases for how to make their sort of customer service interaction with their consumers easier related to the payments. So we're seeing uptick in areas like insurance companies looking to make claim payments faster. We're seeing adoption in places like payroll and getting money to employees faster. Also refunds, like you can imagine an experience with an airline where you need a refund, and getting that faster. And it's sort of been interesting in thinking about how a treasurer at a corporate or how a business leader at a corporate can use payments technology to improve the client experience within their company and sort of differentiate against their competition. So that's sort of where we are. I think that the next phase will likely come as corporates and treasurers think about how they can adopt some of the new solutions that have been rolling out in real-time payments, such as request for pay, which helps not only make payments faster, but helps receive payments faster as well. We've seen a lot of growth in our real-time payments. There's been a lot of sort of interesting and different conversations that we've been having with our clients on how do you take a new technology, how do you adopt a new technology, how do you, again, leverage it for the goals that you're looking for. We've been doing a lot of investment in our real-time payment infrastructure to be able to handle the needs of our clients there. Yeah, so I mentioned earlier sort of the phases. I think in order to get to phase 3, there's a couple things that need to happen. So if you think today, the companies that are starting to use real-time payments are really focused on the business to consumer experience, so businesses paying people. The next phase, and where the greatest volume of payments sort of in the country is business to business payments. And there's a couple things that need to happen. One is many of our large corporate clients are themselves going through infrastructure modernization, and that will allow them to be able to adopt this new technology in a way that they haven't been able to do before. So we're having a lot of conversations to say, when you're ready, after having done some of your internal stuff, how can you leverage this new technology? Which leads to another point, which is a lot of our clients don't necessarily understand how best to use it. We find that if you talk to the typical treasurer, they're not necessarily looking to make payments out faster, and they see the term real-time payments and they may be put off. So the conversation we're having is thinking about, if your goal is control, if your goal is how to better manage your cash throughout the day, this gives you an opportunity to more precisely manage your payment, where you can sort of wait until you need to make the payment. If you need to make a payment on a weekend, if you have a late payment that you need to do after hours, you can use this new tool. So I think that as treasurers sort of become ready themselves to adopt the new technology, as they understand more how they can incorporate it into their treasury management processes, we'll sort of jump to that phase 3. Probably the most unexpected payments that we've had are we've settled some M&A transactions on a weekend, for example, which you may not think about using from a real-time payment perspective, but again, just it's leveraging the 24/7 nature. It's leveraging the ability to make those payments exactly where you want, and a payment that you might not think would use this particular rail. We've seen some uptick there. Absolutely, I do think we will. I think we'll be able to do even better. Where I would say today, a majority of the payments that get sent cross-border are settled within minutes. We will eventually be able to sort of expand that and have many more payments be able to handle in seconds. So things that our companies are looking for, and sort of what you get from other experiences that you have as a consumer interacting with companies, are the transparency, right? So how do you know where your payment is? How do you know exactly when it got there? Can you get that information very quickly? As the industry sort of expands its ability in taking the real-time payments that are being done locally and expands that to a cross-border nature, you're going to be able to have that local experience of getting, a 24/7 fast with full transparency payment, including transparency into things like cost, done in a cross-border basis. And I think you will definitely be able to sort of meet or exceed that experience you just described. So I think probably the second most common topic is foreign exchange. And it depends on who the client is, on sort of what the angle is that they're looking for. When we talk to our financial institution clients, they're looking again for the ability to how can they provide better services to their customers. They, based on their network, they may only be able to provide a certain amount of payments into certain currencies. They're looking for a company like Bank of America. With our expansive network, we can offer foreign exchange in over 140 currencies, where they can potentially leverage our service and offer that to their own customer base, whether it's a consumer or a corporate, to say, we now can offer, through a partnership, a quite expansive service in order to get payments into various places around the world. On the corporate side, it's a similar but a little bit different conversation. So they themselves need to get money into various places. But today, we've got relative sort of uncertainty and instability globally. That leads to a lot of different situations, but one of the particular areas when you think about foreign exchange, there's higher volatility, there's higher uncertainty in foreign exchange, and a corporate treasurer managing that uncertainty and volatility, they're coming to us and say, how can you help us? We've recently rolled out and developed a product that we call Guaranteed Rate, which can help lock in some of those rate exchanges to relieve some of the uncertainty, and at the same time help provide some greater efficiencies in the corporate process. So I would say, after real-time payments, foreign exchange is really the number 2 topic. When you think about the scorecard for a treasurer, right, they're looking for control, they're looking for cost efficiency, but they're also looking for risk mitigation. So the nice thing about sort of the solution set that we describe and talk about with our corporates is you can really get both at once, right? You can mitigate the risk and improve efficiency at the same time.